For me, I obsess over storytelling. How somebody takes you from point A to point B, especially in this context, because it illustrates and you can sort of peel away the onion layers and look right through how the planning of the script happened, what they were thinking, what they were trying to achieve. So let's watch it together. And I will talk through my impressions. So here we go.
Since day one, we set out to significantly improve the lives of as many people as possible.
So right out of the gate, this is a pattern that you're going to notice throughout the video. That look, we were the first ones that set out to improve the lives of people. We were the first ones to introduce X, and that could be Google search, that could be whatever. You'll just notice this format, that we did this first. We introduced this product, which already had AI. So they're constantly going back to this idea of, we were the first ones to give you AI embedded in the products like Gmail and so on. Let's watch this. This is going to be fun.
And with a little help, you found new answers, discovered new places. The right words came at just the right time. And we even learned how to spell the word Epicurean.
R-I-A-N.
Our photos got a little better.
So right out of the gate, they're coming swinging for the fences to basically, you could really imagine what the brief was like to the creative agency that developed this. Because when you start to think about the pressures that are on the executive and the leadership team at Google, because of all what the news media is saying that, hey, you know what, because search is no longer going to be relevant. And over on the other side of the fence, you have Microsoft, who's embedded OpenAI right into their browser and into their search. So you have all this pressure on the Google leadership. They have to be the OpenAI killer, or so to speak, from a BlackBerry perspective, the iPhone killer. By the way, if you haven't seen BlackBerry, the movie, it's freaking amazing. They went from 45% market share to 0%, all thanks to the iPhone. Now, coming back to this video, is if you sort of start thinking about the pressure and sentiment that they're feeling, they want to go tell the world, hey, listen, we were the first ones to bring AI to the products that you use every day. And now we're not giving you something new. We're just giving you the same product, but with a much richer AI experience embedded directly in them. That's the beauty. Now let's keep watching. I've just skipped ahead to the part where Sundar Pichai comes in and starts talking. This is the part that you'll notice the pattern. Okay, let's watch closely and hear closely.
And responsible approach, we are reimagining all our core products, including search. You will hear more later in the keynote. Let me start with few examples of how generative AI is helping to evolve our products, starting with Gmail. In 2017, we launched Smart Reply.
See, now here's the first instance. He's like, back then, we first introduced Smart Reply, which is a version of AI. So they're like, yeah, we did this first, okay? We were the pioneers of this.
Short responses you could select with just one click. Next came Smart Compose, which offered writing suggestions as you type. Smart Compose led to more advanced writing features powered by AI. They've been used in Workspace over 180 billion times.
We were the first ones to do this, and it's already been used 180 whatever billion times by our users. The narrative, the perception, the message that they're putting out, the subtext is, look, we were always the pioneers. We were always number one. And today, we're just reinforcing the fact that we are still number one. And that's the sentiment that they want to have, which will affect not only their share price, the way they stand amongst the industry, amongst their peers, amongst the competition. And in a way, telling Microsoft and OpenAI to go take a hike.
And now with a much more powerful generative model, we are taking the next step in Gmail with Help Me Write. Maybe you want to refine it further. In this case, a more elaborate email might increase the chances of getting the...
And then the other beautiful part that Google has is that they have the integrations and relationship with so many different companies and access to so much more data than potentially OpenAI. Probably want to fact check me on that one. But the other beauty that they're highlighting here is that all of that complicated AI is actually accessible within your existing products. So, which they touch upon throughout this keynote.
And there you go. I think it's ready to send. Help Me Write will start rolling out as part.
This is, again, just keep re-emphasizing the same thing. Look, we introduced Smart Reply, then we introduced Smart Compose, and today we're introducing Help Me Write. So look, we were always the pioneers. We're still the pioneers, and we're always going to be the pioneers. A beautiful class act in positioning, perception, PR, and storytelling, and the overarching narrative.
Part of our workspace updates. And just like with Smart Compose, you will see it get better over time.
And also setting the right expectation that it's not perfect on day one. In fact, even on the Bard Google website, it says experiment, because obviously we are all aware, or the people that are aware, there's AI still hallucinates in terms of the answers and responses it gives you. So obviously they're going to get better at it with time, but because you can sense, because there's so much internal pressure on Google, so they had to come out and release some of these products.
Next example is Maps. Since the early days of Street View.
See, again, hinting back at since the early days of, remember that time when we created this?
AI has stitched together billions of panoramic images.
By the way, Google Maps is most of the time so unintelligent because, when you want to go from point A to point B, it's looking for the most optimized path, but not necessarily maybe the most scenic or most beautiful path, or the path less traveled, which could mean that you might encounter a few red lights, but you keep moving. I would rather encounter a few red lights, keep moving, than be stuck on the highway. Anyways, that's just a side note. Let's not digress. Let's keep going.
Close to where I am. I like the one on the waterfront, so let's go with that. Looks scenic. And I want to get a feel for it first.
So I'm just sort of skipping ahead here.
Including London, New York, Tokyo, and San Francisco. Another product made better by AI is Google Photos. We introduced it at I/O in 2015.
We introduced Google Photos back in 2015. And now we're just taking this product that you already love and know how to use, and we're improving it with AI.
It was one of our first AI native products.
It was our first AI native product. Again, re-emphasizing the fact that AI was something that we always did. And it's not just something new on the scene. We're the pioneers of AI.
Breakthroughs in machine learning made it possible to search your photos for things like people, sunsets, or waterfalls. In fact, every month, 1.7 billion images are edited in Google Photos. AI advancements give us more power.
One thing that people who are in these executive positions, they will always highlight these big, bold numbers, which creates this anchor in the audience's mind in terms of the outcomes created and generated by the use of their products and services. And this also ladders up to the overall perception and sentiment. For example, it also kind of demonstrates scale of the operation.
Magic Eraser launched first on Pixel.
Magic Eraser launched first on Pixel. Love it.
Uses AI-powered computational photography to remove unwanted distractions, called Magic Editor.
Again, same framework. For every single product that Sundar Pichai introduces, he goes, we gave you this tool. We gave you this AI powered tool many, many, many years ago. And you've been using it this whole time, not even thinking that it's all AI, and it's all about AI. But because now AI is like the new hype word, it's the new in thing, they have to sort of remind people, hey, look, we gave you this AI thing. Now we're taking that thing that you love using and improving it with the help of AI. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit.
Relevant with each passing year. And looking ahead, making AI helpful for everyone is the most profound way we will advance our mission.
The magic words. I think that was such a masterstroke, because one of the biggest skepticism or sort of fear of AI is, and this is something that Elon Musk and sort of the mainstream media and people who've sort of lost their jobs expresses, is AI going to take our jobs? It's coming from a place of scarcity and fear. Again, Google swinging for the fences is coming out saying, hey, don't worry, it's okay. The AI tools that you've loved over the last couple of years, we're just improving them with AI, and they're designed to be helpful to you. They're not going to take your job away. That's not our goal. That's not what we want. AI is going to be helpful. It's going to let you do the things that you love doing.
And we are doing this in 4 important ways. First, by improving your knowledge and learning.
And then capturing sort of that negative sentiment that people have about AI by re-emphasizing that it's actually designed for people. It's to enable and empower you, and it's not going to take your job away. And also how AI is going to be used responsibly. I mean, you could use AI to create all kind of havoc, and it's good to see them emphasizing that it should be used responsibly. I don't know where that's going to lead, but I'm just focused more on the storytelling part of the keynote.
Our ability to make AI helpful for everyone relies on continuously advancing our foundation models.
Okay, just as a quick side note, let's just quickly check how many people Google has just laid off. So Google layoffs. Google's parent company announced laying off 6% of its global workforce on January 21st, which is 12,000 employees. Well, quite ironic, based on just the narrative that we just heard.